So I run a company called the Fount. The Fount is essentially a part-time growth marketing course. It's delivered by experts from Airbnb, Deliveroo, really high-value scale-up companies. So in terms of things that I wanted to share, the reason why I started the company was because I've worked in marketing for about a decade now. I know I don't look that old, but I definitely feel it. And what I found over the last kind of couple of years as I sort of moved into the startup space was that there really wasn't a huge amount of information out there about all of these amazing new marketing techniques that were coming about, especially product-focused marketing techniques. So retention strategies, referral strategies. What are they? What companies were doing it, and how were they doing it, and how were they achieving the success that some of these scale-ups were achieving? Sorry, it's FaceTime, not FaceTime, the Face ID thing, which never works. There we go. So I wanted to construct a space, a learning experience whereby people could go and they could find out how these companies achieved the growth, the exponential growth that they achieved. So the course we're running begins at the end of October, is instructed by the head of growth at Deliveroo, a guy called Vince Darley, and he's talking about data analysis for growth. The CMO of Perkbox is talking about how they drove awareness of their product and instructing in that. We've got ex-Airbnb, various other sort of top growth minds, the best minds that I could find in the UK to really share the best ways about achieving high levels of growth for your company. So what this means is that I've sat in on a lot of talks and courses on growth marketing, so I know a fair bit about it myself, and have also run my own startups and made every mistake under the startup sun. So I'm sort of trying to help other people not make the same mistakes that I did. So I think if there is just sort of one thing that I think really, really important for early stage startups, and it sort of echoes some of the thoughts that have already come up here tonight and said, is to be able to give your users a very simple, salient message to describe your product, and really understand whether your USP or what you believe your USP to be, whether that is articulated through the product experience. And a great way to do this is to survey and to ask people all the time what their experience is. Ask your 100 users how would they describe your product? And if it's all over the place and people are saying lots of different things, then you haven't probably got that USP, even though you think you may have it. And it's probably back to looking at the product experience. And then the second thing from there is looking at the volume of people that are using your product that would potentially look to promote it. Something called a net promoter score, I don't know if anyone's heard of that, is a really good way of doing that. So essentially asking your users, would you recommend our product to your friends? Anyone that gives you sort of 7 over 10 is likely going to advocate your product. Anything less than 7, they're probably detractors. If you subtract the percentage of detractors from the promoters, you'll get a score between minus 100 and 100. And anything sort of above 50, you're usually in quite a healthy space, and you should look to activate more growth channels. But if not, you should probably look at focusing more on the product experience. And then the third one, finally, from that is often an overlooked metric in growth, and is retention. And it sort of comes at the end of the growth funnel, but actually retention is so key to growth. You know, if you can retain 100 users, it's much better than 1,000 that you can't retain. So understanding your retention mechanisms within your product, looking at, separating out the people that are retained and that are using your product against the people that aren't, so understanding what the key points are that separates those users. I think Facebook found when they first started that if someone came on and they connected with 10 people instantly, that was then when they were hooked on the program. If they didn't, on the platform, if they didn't connect with less than 10, then they wouldn't come back. I imagine that number's probably a lot higher now. But that was their sort of key moment. So understanding what the point is you need people to get to in your product before they are retained. Retention is really key to understanding and to growing your product. And I think that's probably about it from me. Thank you.